Hi YouTube, how you doing? It's me, Sam again. I'm back with another video. Quite a simple one today, doing a top 10 video, top 10 games that I love of all time. Pretty ubiquitous, pretty stock standard video that you see on this site. My top 10 games of all time, it changes quite often depending the sort of time period, what I've been through, that sort of thing. And these are not in any particular order, that sort of thing. These are just like games I've picked out that stay in my mind today. Some of them are old, some of them are new, some of them are newer with my top 10 at the moment. So let's just get right into it. I've got the pile right next to me here. Let's start off with Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey. I love this game. Lots of people love this game. This was during a period in the 90s when PlayStation games were weird and wonderful. If you could think of an idea for the PS1, you could make a game out of it. And this game is just absolutely fantastic. It's weird, it's wonderful, it has heart in it. And visually, for a game from 1997, I believe it was, it still visually holds up. The cinematic platformer genre was very much a thing during that period with, I believe, Flashback first started it in the mid-90s. But I think Abe's Odyssey is like the pinnacle of that genre. And the sequel, Abe's Exodus, is just as good, which they made with only 8 months on their timeline for development with the sequel. And yeah, this game's great. The remake's good, but I think the original is better because of the art style. The art style's dark, it's grimy, it's gritty. Not that it's completely dark all the time. Abe's Odyssey has quite a lot of humour in it. It's quite funny, even though some of the humour is just flatulence. But flatulent humour is something that will make me laugh anyways, because I'm that immature, even at the age of 32. But yeah, it has a good story. Abe as a character is fantastic. He has a lot of heart. He's voiced by Laura Lanning, who was the director of this game too, and he also voiced him again in the recent Soulstorm game, which was a remake of Abe's Exodus. A quintessential PS1 game to have in the collection if you collect for PlayStation 1. I bought this years ago in 2014. I think I paid a £5 for it in my old retro shop in Bristol, which isn't there anymore, unfortunately. But yeah, it's not an expensive game now, to be honest. It's great, but yeah. Sticking with PS1, although the version I'm showing is not the PS1 version, because I don't, at the moment, have a PS1 copy at hand, which I want to rectify that at some point, and that's Spyro the Dragon, specifically the first one. Yeah, I'm holding the Reignited trilogy here, but I've just explained that. And Spyro 1 is a game very close to my heart because it was the first game I finished on my own as a kid. It came out in 1998, so I was about 5 years old when this game came out originally. And I absolutely love Spyro the Dragon, even like the remake with the first one in this Reignited trilogy. It retains the overall colourfulness and art style of the original. And even if you go back to the original PlayStation 1 game, it still holds up supremely well. And yeah, you get the old jagged edges, but what Insomniac Games, were doing at the time to get around the limitations of the PS1 was fantastic. Because if you didn't know, with like the PS1, draw distances were very limited. In the case with like Team Silent and Silent Hill, they utilised the draw distances to their advantage with the iconic fog they have in their game. But Insomniac used a different strategy, and what they did is they would have the illusion of a large draw distance, but in practice what it was is that they would render things at a distance at lower poly. So say you see the hillside in the distance, that would have a lower polygon count as opposed to the thing in front of you. It's something that developers have used as the years went on. Like Red Dead Redemption is a good example of that they provided the illusion of great draw distances, but they used a similar tactic of what Insomniac did. And that helped sell the appeal of being a large world, when in practice they weren't doing great draw distances at all because the PS1 couldn't do it. They just used a sort of illusion of great draw distances. And yeah, the gameplay still holds up pretty well. I love the original because it sticks to more sort of fantastical elements of like high fantasy, that sort of thing, whereas the second and third game kind of went off a bit nuts a bit. Still love those games, but I just prefer the first one. And I think that my memories alone of finishing it on my own helped me a lot with this game, because I 100% it on my own, because I played games before this, but like Super Mario World, but I couldn't quite grasp them until I was about 5 years old, and I was allowed to play games a bit more when I was that age. and it helped too that I have 3 older brothers well, I've still got 3 older brothers, but you know what I mean. They kind of spurred me on to play games, that sort of thing. And yeah, Spyro was like the first one that hooked me. And I remember when they announced this in 2018, I bloody screamed like a child, basically, because my childhood was coming back to me. But yeah, Spyro, fantastic. I've rambled enough about this one. Up next, I literally just mentioned this game about talking draw distances. Red Dead Redemption. This is the PS4 version I bought recently because I wanted to play it on PS5 at 60 FPS. But I did play this in 2010 when it first came out. I remember it being the first game I pre-ordered. I was about 17 years old when this game came out originally, and I remember just kind of taking over my summer that year. I pretty much did as much as I could in this game when I first played it, and it's just such a wonderful game. This showed what Rockstar could do when they matured with writing and just built like a very mature story that's compelling. Basically scared every other developer off in the Western genre. But an open world Western game, it had its roots a little bit in Gun in 2005, but I think Rockstar, being the sort of technical wizards that they were, or are still, they showed what they could do with the sort of Grand Theft Auto formula in a period piece, and I wish they would kind of do that more. I'd love to see them do a medieval open world game with the formula of GTA, because it would work so well, because it shows they can use that formula in different time periods, and it'd just be fantastic. But I fell in love with this game the moment I booted it up in 2010. John Marston being such a well-written, well-rounded character, and seeing how noble he was after his past of being an outlaw, and seeing he's trying to redeem himself with his family, because he's being held hostage by the federal government basically to do their dirty work, to hunt down his old gang members. And this game is just really good. The world is beautiful. Considering it came out in 2010, it's still visually looks great. But yeah, a must-have if you love open world games. Up next is another special one that's become my recent favourite in recent years. This is quite a very personal one. Death Stranding. I originally got sent a digital code for this in 2020 by Consumer Productions, and I kind of played it a bit, didn't get on with it, put it down for about a year, and in 2021 I unfortunately lost my mother to terminal cancer, and it was hard, very hard. I'm trying not to well up a bit, and 4 years on, I still can't believe it's been 4 years nearly that event. I went back to this game and I totally related to its themes of just being on your own, reconnecting with things, kind of shunning people away because you don't want to be touched, you don't want to kind of let your emotions out. And I connected with this game on a deep level with Sam's sort of emotional struggles. I'm struggling to talk here, and yeah, its world, its story is beautiful. How he sort of slowly connects with people throughout the story reflects my own struggles at the time of me reconnecting with people again, finding out who my real friends were, that sort of thing. And the sequel does it really well too, which I just finished recently at the time of recording, Death Stranding 2. About how you've always got friends with you, you're never alone, people always want to help you, the people that really matter in your life, and it's just beautiful. The music's great, the theming's great, and I just absolutely love it. Anyway, back to less somber things. The next one is Resident Evil 4. What is there to say about RE4? I mean, there's been countless videos about this game online. It's just a great game. It's easily the most replayable game in the series. I've played this game more times than I care to admit. I mean, the PS2 one is specifically, I love it. I played it so much when I was younger, about 12, 13 when this game came out in 2005. Yeah, my mum bought it for me. Well, she did know what it was. She was always quite liberal with what I played with back in the day, what games I played. She always thought I was mature enough to handle most things anyway at a young age. And yeah, I played this through so many times. Loved the remake on PlayStation 4 and 5. Amazing, because it retains the sort of replayability of this one, but the original will always stand the test of time, even 20 years later at the time of recording. Next one, I recently talked about in an in-depth video recently, and that's Oblivion. I don't want to repeat myself too much about this game. just to say that is a classic. Main reason I got an Xbox 360 back in the day was this game has just got a great open world, still stands the test of time, and I won't go on about it because I've got a video about it which I'll link down below if you haven't seen it. Next one, a game that people probably think it's not the best game, it's not really a game, you probably watch it more than you play it, and that's Metal Gear Solid 4. In my opinion, it should have been the conclusion to the series, and it probably should have been the conclusion to the series, because it just wraps up everything in the saga so well. Easily still a great looking game, considering it's like nearly 20 years old, it's 17 years old at the time of recording. At the time of recording, still the only way you can play this game is on the PlayStation 3. There are murmurs of it being re-released in a Volume 2 of a Master Collection, but we've yet to hear anything solid from Konami yet. So yeah, this game sees Solid Snake with his accelerating aging, taking over his body. He thinks it's something wrong with the Fox-Die virus, but it turns out that he was genetically designed to age quickly so he doesn't fall into the hands of the enemy. And it's quite a tragic tale, seeing Snake being old and withered and him still continuing with his mission. But his aging body gets the better of him in a lot of scenarios, and it's quite heartbreaking. And he sees all these people that he's met before, and they see him in this old state, and they're devastated to see him that way because they always see him as this sort of immortal hero. And the gameplay is great too, takes elements from MGS3 with like the camouflage system, but adding the ability to crouch walk finally in the series. And I know that sounds really silly, but Kojima's always been one to kind of slowly catch up with certain gameplay elements. But yeah, great game, cheapest chips on the PS3 too. Up next, another open world game, Grand Theft Auto 4, another Rockstar title, easily my favourite game in the series. The detail in this game is fantastic. Nico Bellic's journey in Liberty City is a dark and twisted one with great voice acting. The physics in the world still hold up today. Just the open world and its detail in general, the way NPCs act, the way cars react when you crash into them, the gunfights are dynamic. As I said, the story is great, a criticism towards the American dream, with Nico Bellic being a Serbian immigrant coming over at the time when, during that period, Eastern European immigrants were at all-time high in the West. And this was a criticism towards like Western powers of how they treated them, that sort of thing. But I don't want to get political. It's very good. The voice acting is solid, very solid for 2008. Even now, the game still looks pretty good. It has its odd, weird textures, but still a great game. Up next is one more because of the memories I had with it. It's a Call of Duty game. Modern Warfare 2. I have great memories with because of all the time I spent playing online with my mates. It's how I made friends when I was at sixth form at school when I was doing my A-levels, because we were all playing like Halo 3, Call of Duty 4 at the time before like the new installments came out, and Modern Warfare 2 was like a couple of months away from release when I first got to sixth form, and we were all like, oh, you're going to get it, we're going to get it, and we all got it in like November of 2009, and younger people watching this probably wouldn't understand how much of a big deal Modern Warfare 2 was. This was at a time where Call of Duty was still being nominated for like Game of the Year awards. Not something that you get now, but Modern Warfare 2 was such a massive cultural impact, and I don't think we'll ever see that again with the Call of Duty series, because how many games are released year after year after year, and this was still at a point where they started releasing the games yearly from 2005. But this game had people who didn't play games buying this game. I remember when they still had the online player count, and there was like over a million players online on a weekend, that sort of thing. That's how insane it was. The campaign's great, very controversial at the time, very violent. The multiplayer was completely unbalanced and chaotic, but that's why it was fun. And I put in like 13 days online playtime of it when it was new, and to much of my mother's disgust at the time, distracted me from my schoolwork. Final one is another special one, because I remember I did well. I was in college at the time when this game released on this console, because it came out beforehand on PC, and my father bought me this when I did quite well with my grades at my college course, that sort of thing, and that's The Witcher 2. Oh god, it almost fell out. This is my favourite game in the franchise, and I know people wax lyrical about The Witcher 3 all the time, but I think The Witcher 2 kind of gets snubbed a bit, like the first one, to be honest. And yeah, it's just got a better story in general, because this this isn't an open world game, by the way. It's open-ended. It has open-ended hubs, but it's not an open world game. The writing is more focused because it's more linear. Like I love the story in The Witcher 3, but I feel halfway through it gets distracted with other things in the narrative. Whereas this one has a solid story. It's Geralt. He has amnesia basically, and he's trying to find his memories again while hunting down an assassin, well, of the titular name, the Assassin of Kings, who turns out to be a Witcher that he once knew, but he doesn't know at the time. Yeah, it's just really good. The combat's a bit dodgy, I feel, because I feel it could be fixed with a remaster, and it's quite notorious, the combat, because it can be quite weird with some of the hitboxes, but I feel like its world's still beautiful, and how they got this to run on Xbox 360 is insane, because I believe people at the time, it's a very heavy game on PC, and when they announced it for the 360, lots of people were like, how is this going to run? Including CD Projekt Red themselves. And they got it to run with some sacrifices with visuals, but overall visually still looks great even today, and I recommend it if you're an RPG fan. Yeah, that's it. Those are my overall favourite games of all time. That could change in the next 5 years, in the next year, honestly. But yeah, let me know what you think down below. I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe. And again, I will link my Oblivion video down below for those who haven't seen it, because I only briefly touched on it in the video. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all later. Bye.